Okay? So now, going back to number 6 now. We have to change our view. Meaning, first of all, we have to know that Hashem is merciful. Yeah? And if Hashem would have judged us and to compare us to the generations before, we will have no chance. That's not what Hashem is doing. When Hashem wants to judge us. So, he judged according to the spiritual level of the generation. And what is the influence? Because that's what's making so much influence on us, if you want or if you don't want. So if you're smart enough, this is the answer to the Yetzer Hara. I'm doing all this introduction in order for us, the parents, to look at the children with a little bit different approach, different understanding. The Yetzer Hara always wants to make us feel that there is no hope. He wants to remind us all the sins that we are falling again and again, and all the obstacles that he was not able to overcome. And yet, we're hearing so many stories, almost in every lecture, from the generations before, how tzaddikim they were, and so we get even colder feet. I have no chance even. So why should I put an effort? This is a lie. This complaint is a lie. Because, why it's a lie? Nafka, because of the so many obstacles that we have, the tests that we have, the difficulties that we have, the generation outside, the impurity, and its wave of impurity. This is the reason that somebody should be our lawyer. Hashem should judge us favorably. We should not let the Yetzer Hara let us feel we're giving up. My child have no hope. That's it. He'll be a criminal. I don't know what he's going to be. You have to remember how much love Hashem has toward us. And in particular in the generation now. Hashem knows because he sent us all these obstacles. It's not coming just like this. And he knows that we're dealing with very, very difficult situations. And every small move forward in the eyes of Hashem is a very big achievement. Yes, if you're going to compare it to the Chafetz Chaim and to the Chazon Ish or Chacham Ovadia, we have no chance. I had a good friend. His name was Rabbi Azriel Tauber, Zichrono Livracha. And he used to come to speak for us years and years. You know, we are very good friends. He is him and his family are Holocaust survivor. He was there also. So one time he came to speak in yeshiva for kids that went off the derech. Kids that went off the derech. They couldn't learn anymore in the yeshivot. So they opened up a special yeshiva for them. Let's call it Rehab Center. So he spoke about the Mashiach on the redemption, that it's coming soon. When he finished his speech, one of the boys got up and he was asking Rav Tauber, alav hashalom, Kvod Harav, do you yourself believe in what you preached us now? He says, of course I believe in this. If so, he said, this boy, either you're a liar or you're not smart. Imagine to tell this to the Rav. Either you're lying, either you're not smart. Everybody was stunned. What a chutzpah this boy had. But the Rav didn't lose himself. He says, why you think so? Why? He said, very simple. Either you don't believe that the Mashiach will come, and you're lying and you're telling us that you believe in this. And if not, you're a fool. What? Because if the Mashiach didn't come in the time of the Rambam, and not in the time of the Ben Ish Chai, and even the Chazon Ish did not, the Mashiach didn't come at this generation. How can it possibly be that now he will come? To a generation like us, when everything is so low, so the Rav answered back and told him, your question has taste to it. Very good. But before I will answer you, the Rav was pointing with his finger on the small computer that this guy had on the table. And he was asking him, do you know this computer? He says, oh, of course, it's my computer. So he told him, do you know that it's one pressing on the button? You can expose yourself to see things that are devastating things. And you can hear things that we're not supposed to. That can take you all the way downhill to hell. Are you aware of it? He says, I know very well. Good. So he was asking him, tell me something. Did your grandfather had a computer? No. Said, Mapito, no. In his time, he was not even in the world yet. Good. He said to him, and how about a cellular phone? That's in your pocket already. And one press on the button, and you can be exposed to everything. Your Saba, your grandfather had a cellular phone. I said, no. So I said, if so, my dear child, you answered your question already. Yes, we a generation that we have nothing to be proud of because the generations before were much more than us. We're far away from the generations before. How far? I'll tell you how far. Not too long ago, 2 generations before, in Europe, just before the Holocaust, people were looking for a son-in-law already from age 12. Now, if the child is 12 years old and he is sharp, already they're looking for him for a shidduch in the best homes, 12 years old. Why? By the age of 14, he will know already the whole Shas. 14 years old, knows the whole Shas. And the father of the girl is ready to pay everything just to have him as a son-in-law. Just to have him as a son-in-law. Once something like that happened, the boy was 14 years old, and they said on him that he knows the whole Shas. Okay? So the parents finished the deal, right? And preparing for the engagement. All of a sudden, the parents of the Khatan, they're getting a letter. The deal is off. We're breaking the engagement. Why? We found out that the boy is not 14 years old. He's 15 years old. So in 15 years old, to know the whole Shas is not a big deal. There is nothing special in this boy. Do you hear how far we are? Do you hear how far we are? Okay? We are far away from such definition of Talmidei Chachamim. But on the other hand, the challenges and the temptations that our generation has to stand by, no generation saw it before. Nobody. One press on the button, one press. The phone is in your pocket. And you don't have to look for Averot anymore. It's right there next to you. You can do all the things that you want to. Now, if you see a child that he is able to overcome this challenge, and he is training himself of doing what the whole world is doing. So this child is like Avraham Avinu. He is in one side and the whole world is on the other side. And this is the zechut. And that's why we're asking Hashem to send the Geulah, the redemption in our generation, because nobody saw such a generation. The challenges that we have now, nobody. And I said it many times and I'll say it again. It's all for you, the parents. Don't give up. Don't give up. The kids are good kids. They mean well. The temptation is too big. Wherever you turn, even for us, it's very difficult. So what do we want from a teenager? What do we want from him? But we have to know, all of us, including myself too. Even though we have so many challenges and obstacles and the difficulties that we have, and we didn't see it in the past. There is no doubt that we are the only one who are able to overcome it. How do I know that? Very simple. If it's not so, Hashem will not send us to such a generation. Hashem will not send us to such a generation. We have a general ruling and we know that. And the klal is, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will not challenge you, only in challenges that you can stand by. If we are here now in this generation, the filthy one, the anarchy that there is, everybody is doing whatever he wants. No, it's okay, it's fine. So we are the only one who are able to deal with it. The Chafetz Chaim will not be able, and the Chazon Ish will not be able. Only us, the little ones, we are able. So you have to look at your children with chesed. It's not their fault. It's a challenge for Hashem. Good. So don't get upset at them. Don't scream at them. Don't blame them. Because Behemet, the generation now is very much no, we have nothing to offer to Hashem. The only thing that we can offer Hashem is Sur Merah. We're not going to do any evil. And Behemet, I'm talking to the parents. We have a lot to talk about on the period of the teenagers. שלמה המלך saying, כמים הפנים לפנים, כן לב האדם ללב האדם. What does it mean? When you look with your face in the water, you see the image of yourself.
Yes, Kvadrav.
Yes. If you smile, the image will smile at you because it's you. If you're going to make a sour face, the face over there will smile at you.
No.
That's what Shlomo HaMelech is saying. Our feeling toward other people, we transferring it without words. And this is the natural reaction will be from the other side, the way that we're treating them. So if there is a father who wants to give a chinuch to his child from anger, what the child will return back to you?
Anger.
Because that's what you show anger. The other side, that's what he sees, as well he'll give you also anger. And if the child feels that Abba feels that he is a troublemaker, giving him embarrassment, what are you doing? You're causing the child to close his heart. No, finish. So, on the other hand, whoever is successful to strengthen the love toward his child, and you believe that he is a good child, his neshama is good, even though you see a few things that you don't like. And you see that the good that you have inside cannot come up because of these obstacles. But when you're showing him love, we understand you, it's difficult, yes. So this brings the child to believe in the parents, to love his parents. And it creates by the child a true wish to respect his parents and at least to hear what they have to say. So if we show anger, what we're going to get back? Anger. Now, you're going to be impatient, be prepared. The child will be impatient with you also. Did you learn once all the laws of a Jewish slave?
No.
No.
All
Did
the
you
laws?
did you hear about it?
Yes.
Yes.
How much respect we have to give this? After all, he is a criminal.
We have to give him, let's say if we have one pillow, we would have to give it to him. We have to give him more respect and treat him better than we treat ourselves, I think.
You have to show him that respect.
Good, good. What the Torah telling us? If you want a person to change, he's a slave. In order to change, you have to respect him. Respect him, appreciate him, believe in him. And with this, you have to give him a chinuch also. Help him to strengthen himself in emunah. Teach him musar, yes. And you'll see he will change. Why? Because he knows it's coming from a place of love. No. That's what Hashem wants. If you want to change a person from a bad to a good, on top of the chinuch, he needs respect. And the child needs to feel that you believe in him, that he is a good boy. Deep down, he's good. And he will be good. The message is so important. That's what made me. I'm not ashamed even to say it. I say it many times. I felt that with all that, that turmoil that I was into, my Rebbe loved me, believed in me. He told me one day, you're going to be a big shot. You're going to make revolutions. I can see it already. I was maybe 14 years old. He made me feel good that I can do it. I saw a story amazing. I don't want to come with stories that I know and went through my house and my shul. I have plenty of them. But the Admor Mipobov, Rav Alberstein, that was in the Holocaust, and then he came to America. and he rebuilt the Hasidut over again. And the music of Bobov is something special. So before the Holocaust, was a young boy. He had a nice voice. And many times after the Bar Mitzvah, they called him to be the Chazan, the Shaliach Tzibur. But in the Holocaust, he lost his emunah. The Admor already came to America after the Holocaust. And one Friday night, the Admor is going on the street, Borough Park. And he saw the Hasid, the child that used to be the Chazan. And the Hasid saw the Admor, got pale. Why? In his hand he was holding cigarette. Cigarette b'Shabbat. Used to be the Chazan. He couldn't take the Holocaust. I know. There is nothing to blame him. Threw everything out. But when he saw the Admor, he surprisingly enough, the Admor smiled at him. And he told him, Good Shabbos, how are you? I see that you survived. How are you doing? How's the family doing? בכלל not talking about the כלום. The Hasid was hiding the cigarette behind his back. And he said, ככה, an answer. And then the Admor said, we know you for your good voice already from back in Europe. I want to see you on Shabbat. Come tomorrow, be the Chazan. In my shul. Could you imagine a person smoking on Shabbat? And the Admor said, come be the Shaliach Tzibur. What? Is he out of his mind? And he told them, he had such a voice, you nigunim, you tune, we're missing it. Please come tomorrow. So he couldn't believe his ears. He said, really? You missed my nigunim? You missed my music? And the Admor said, yes, very much. Please come tomorrow. Please. He came. Shabbat in the morning he came. And he was the Chazan. And after that tefillah, the Admor came. Shkoyach, shkoyach, wow. One week passed. Friday night, And then more saw this person on the street again. Again, he has a cigarette in his hands. And the Admor don't say anything. He said, you know, last week we enjoyed you so much. Please come tomorrow again. I'm begging you, come. We want to hear how it was back in Europe. Come, come. He said to him, Rabbi, even though I'm not Shomer Shabbos anymore, he said, we all looking forward to see you tomorrow. Like he didn't hear בכלל what he's saying. So they left. He promised to come. Now the son of the Admor saying to the Admor, Abba, he's Mechalel Shabbos. How can he be a Shaliach Tzibur? We're not Yotzei de Chovah. And the Admor says, he is not Mechalel Shabbat. The Hitler inside of him, causing him to be Mechalel Shabbat. But he is not Mechalel Shabbat. Shabbat in the morning, he came. He was the Chazan. And after that Tefillah, they asked him, please, stay for the Kiddush. He stayed for the Kiddush. From that day on, slowly, slowly, he came back to himself. Okay. Years later, the Admor is already old man. And one day they invited the Admor to Sheva Brachot by one of the Hasidim and said, please come. He said, okay, I'll come. When the Admor walked in, the grandfather of the Chatan was so excited. He said, Rabbi, thank you for coming. And he's saying to the Admor, do you know who I am? The Rabbi said, I don't recognize because he was old already. He says, I'm the Hasid that you caught twice smoking cigarettes on Shabbat. And you gave me a chance to be the Chazan. And now this is my grandchildren. You are the one to save myself, my family, my children, my grandchildren. They're all in the path of the Torah. He says, because Behemet is not, it was not me. It was the Nazi that inside me, the Holocaust, that caused me to sin. But me, I'm a Jew. I gave up already. When you saw the good in me, you emphasize all the time about my voice, about the music, and everything else. It picked me up. And this gave my neshama a boost that I was able to overcome all this. So even if your child is doing sins, I know it's painful. I know. Very painful. You're not allowed to break him. You're not allowed to break it. Adrabah. On the contrary, give him hope. Say, you good boy. We know you have a neshama. It's not you that doing abonot. It's your Yetzer Hara doing it. It's not you. You good boy. This is our kids. They're all good. All of them are good. Our approach toward them will make it or break it. Its influence on it makes such an impact, a critical one. Again, trust the child, believe in the child, respect the child, love the child. That's how you can build them. And this is the only chance to bring them back. If they went off the derech, that's the only way to bring them back to the derech. So, if you want to teach the child from anger, so there is two midot that every person has. Midah shel gevura, which is anger, or chesed. What do you want to be? Chesed or gevura?
Chesed? Is there a balance though, Rav?
I'll say how. Yesterday I was in a dinner that it was mamash. It was such an experience. Unbelievable. באמת, with tears in my eyes, I heard the Rosh Yeshiva, how does he talk? He said, our yeshiva is yeshiva shel chesed. We love every child. He said, I never threw a child from the yeshiva. Never. We felt that his problem is our problem. The things that he said, Halavai, everybody will learn from this. Halavai. What he's not doing. Something to learn from. He has even, a shop when the child already cannot learn too much. They tell him, go to the shop, and you can saw pieces of wood, try to be a carpenter, do something. Okay, you cannot sit and learn all day. Good, go do something else. Just stay in the yeshiva. Even on wheelchairs, he has student handicap. He's I'll accept him. The Jews also. And he does for them everything. Why? He said, our yeshiva shel chesed. What a statement. What a statement. Most of the yeshivot is you're not up to par. Okay. I'm going to call you parents to find you a different yeshiva. Not thinking that for the child to change yeshiva and another one, he feels like a loser. When you're staying in one place from 9th grade until the end of the 12th, you feel very good with yourself. I made it. That's chesed. Why can't we say, this is my son? Hashem gave me this son. Can Hashem represent evil? He's good. He's my child. He has a good neshama. I love him so much. I want him to be good. I want to help him. To help him to go through the obstacles and to come back to himself. I want to help him. And you're not going to criticize him. You're not going to be upset with him. You're not angry at him. You're going to show him love and affection with all the difficulties. So the child will love you. Why shouldn't he? And your words will penetrate. Before any action that you take with a child, remind yourself to bring inside yourself thoughts of love. Relax. Be pleasant. You know things that are wrong. You can see, it's obvious. So you can approach the child from chesed. You have chesed inside of you. Let the chesed go out. Talk to the child. Look at the good that he has. What, your child have no good in him? He has a holy neshama inside. Doesn't he have it? He does. Remind yourself his values that he have. And there is a good side to this child also. And remind yourself how much you love him. And then you can take action. Usually when we take action, that's what we do.
No, Kudra.
And that's why the results are not good. Every time you say to yourself, he doesn't want to be a bad boy. Chas v'chalila, chas v'shalom. Maybe he's talking now b'chutzpah, or he's fighting with his brothers, and he's making troubles and left and right. With all this, he's not bad. Because he has a good heart. And he wants to be good. But probably something bothering him. Bezrat Hashem, We will try to help him to be the good boy that he wants to be. Do you hear the ashkafa, how to approach the child?
Yes, Rav. With a
But
positive.
if you're gonna say to yourself, oh, this child is a troublemaker, problematic, and you're going to handle him like a problematic, what do you think will happen?
He'll live up to what you're dreaming about.
That's it. It's very important that you try to understand what's bothering this child. What's hurting him inside so much? Let him feel that you're a friend. Let's talk. You know, I'm here for chesed, chesed.
Rav,
Yes.
this question, why do we jump so fast to the negativity? Like why are we so bad? Is that a nature that we have? Because I also see like right away it's always thinking negative, you know? Okay. So we have to work on it. Okay, thank you.
Do I have to tell you? Of course, we have to work on it. The easiest thing is to scream, yell. Oh, finished. What did you gain by this?
Nothing but stress.
It's because of your anger and screaming, he will become, or she, a better person.
No way. They're gonna get worse, I think.
So what are we doing?
They're just reacting on our own emotions.
We're shooting ourselves into the legs.
Yeah.
So telling him, we should tell him the good things about him. Shouting at him the good things, not the close our eyes on the bad things.
Don't close your eyes totally. When everything is, pleasant atmosphere, and the child feels that you love him, you're not angry at him, he feels it, then he will open up. He will talk to you. And then you can tell him, what do you think? The punch that you punched your brothers 3 days ago, you think it was the right thing to do? What do you say? Instead of saying, you Rasha, you punch your brother. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? Let it cool off. Then take time out. And then the child will see that you're not attacking him. You care for him. He will tell you what went on. And then you are able to open a conversation with the child.
And tell him it was your Yetzer Hara. It
Yeah.
wasn't really you.
I know it's not you.
It's
So
not
say,
you.
good boy. It's not you. We know that.
Right.
Yes. You see, to be a parent now, in our generation, is not a picnic.
Oh, it's so difficult. Oh my God. Thank God we have you, Rabbi.
Patient. Love. I think that you saw it also the same way that I saw it. I saw a clip of a family that married their daughter to a person that is in yeshiva. And Shabbat, everybody was invited to the house of the Kala, the parents of the Kala, because the father of the Kala was a Talmid, an important one. In the middle of the Suda, somebody ringing the bell. They're opening the door. The brother of the Kala is there with the key of a car in his hands, with his hairstyle and everything else. Everybody was in shock. Who got up from his chair? His father. Without no shame, he smiled at his son. He said, Shabbat Shalom, come, Bobo. Sit next to us. And he put him next to the Khatan. And he said, what do you want to eat? What do you want to eat? Here, take this. Should I give you this? Give you that? And he know that his son came with a car over here. He is a Talmid Chacham, his son is on the derech. Next to the new Mechutanim. He poured so much love on the child and said, why did you come over here? Why did you embarrass us? What's the matter with you? When the meal was over, the child went down with the keys and he left. 5 minutes passed. He came back up. He put the keys on the shelf and he says, I cannot do this. I'm not going to drive anymore. Why not? He said, I feel that that you guys, you love me. I can do this too. Today we know who is it. He's one of the biggest Rashi Yeshiva in America. Do you hear me?
That's incredible, Rav.
He's one of the biggest Rashi Yeshiva in America that he was Mechalel Shabbat. Could you imagine? Because Abba was pouring love on him. He couldn't resist this love. He got himself into his hand and said, what am I doing? I'm hurting my own self and my own parents, which they love me. How much respect they gave me.
Oh, wow. Amazing story.
Whoever saw this clip, is impossible not to cry. Impossible.
Where's this clip, Rav? I didn't see it. Is it on our chat?
Maybe I have to find it. I'll send it on
Yeah,
the chat.
Thank you so much, Rav.
I never saw it.
Okay, our time is up.
Thank you so much, Rav.
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you so much.
It felt so short.
Yes.
Thank you, Rabbi.
I'll see you tomorrow night in Mitzvah Hashem with part 7.
Thank you, Rav.
Have a good
Have a
night.
good night.